Hello there, welcome to the channel. My name is Veronica and today we're trying a little bit of a new vibe, a new style. I want to talk to you about book awards actually, and I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not saying that they have absolutely no value, I just don't think that they have the same value that they used to. Book awards once upon a time when they were created, and in my personal opinion, book awards were created after the printing press was created. Some people may argue that going back all the way to like ancient Greece would, like with the oral presentations like Pluto and everyone had, that they still would be classified as book awards, which fine, go with that definition. I'm gonna go with the printed version. So that means that we have roughly around 400 years worth of literature to like book awards. The original intention of book awards was to give a book or an author this mark of quality or excellence, you know? Maybe they were pushing the boundaries of what literature was at the time. Maybe they were analyzing aspects of the society from different lenses and perspectives. Maybe they were warning us about a future that they could see happening if we didn't correct course. No matter the original intention of book awards, we can all agree that it was always going to be a very limited capacity, a limited pool of people to pull from. And that was always going to be Western, noble, rich, academic, white man. And the juries were going to be made up of that exact same profile. And even if we look beyond that aspect, the limited pool of people and everything, we can't disregard the aspect of power involved in this. Power to, like, because who was it that wrote these stories? Who were the jurors? Who were the people that decided that's a mark of a good book or a story or a mark of a good author? It wasn't the masses that were creating this or consuming it. So it was impossible for it to be a popularity contest in the way we view popularity contests today. I am sure that there was a lot of popularity involved in the process amongst the nobles and the upper class, or whatever you want to call them, that there was like, oh, we like Carl, but we don't love Bert. Like, therefore, even though Bert's story might be better and his craft might be better, we're still gonna choose Carl, because we like Carl more and he's about to marry my daughter, you know? So power has always been part of it. And I believe that the biggest change in book awards is where the power now lies and what it rewards. Today, awards are more than just writing. It is about the publishing houses arranging their schedules around award eligibility. They hire fucking award strategists which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently it is. They hire them in order to give books the best chance at winning awards. So it's not just about the writing, it is about the publication, it is about the cover, it is about the marketing, the size of the audience, the reach. It's not about the story anymore, because there's so many other aspects that you need to deal with, to keep in mind, to even consider applying to an award. Meanwhile, indie authors or small presses, they don't have the money or the contacts to compete. And it's not that their stories aren't worthy, they're just not visible. And today, it's all about visibility. In the world of BookTok and influencers, hype tend to take precedence over critical thinking or consuming and engaging with the actual content. A book can go viral and become a hit on vibes alone. And if someone actually takes the time and critically think about something and analyze something, a lot of the response just let people enjoy things. It's not that deep. All this does is discouraging critical thinking and engaging with something on a deeper level. And unfortunately, it creates a culture, a literary culture, where popularity defends books from critique. And then, of course, you also have the diversity aspect. Historically, awards have been going to white upper class men. And a 2021 study found that 85% of all Pulitzer Prize winners for fiction were white. Of course, this is changing, but it is very slow. And marginalized authors have to prove themselves elsewhere before they're even considered for an award. And that is, maybe they amass a huge following online, maybe they end up getting a shout out from Oprah, and maybe they're going viral. Maybe BookTok picks up their book. That is already required for marginalized authors to even be considered for awards. So when awards claim to reflect the best, we have to ask additionally, according to who and by what metrics? There's this growing gap between what readers love and what wins awards. Some award-winning books get comments like, oh my god, I couldn't finish it, what the fuck is wrong with this? To quite a large extent. Meanwhile, viral romance or horror or dark romance that sell millions are just automatically dismissed as unserious and not something that you can win an award for. And I personally advocate for both. Just because something is popular doesn't mean that it's good, and just because something is well written doesn't mean that it has substance. A lot of people have different opinions on what an award is supposed to celebrate. Some people are just talking about how it was enjoyable, or other people talk about the complexity. No matter what definition you have for what an award is supposed to celebrate, when those values feel like they're not matching what readers actually care about, then we have to ask ourselves, is this system really working? We live in a time where anti-intellectualism is quickly becoming the norm. I wrote in my script, quietly, but no, it's not very quiet at all, is it? But it is what is becoming the norm, because books with complexity is called pretentious and difficult to follow, and deeper thinking, analyzing things are just considered overthinking things. And especially if you critique a popular book, people very quickly comes with that quote, right? It's not that deep, just let people enjoy things. And on its surface, it's very harmless. It's just a throwaway comment, right? But in actuality, it is shutting down conversations that we need to have in order to further our understanding of things around us, to engage with more complex and difficult topics that will help us in real life, to increase our understanding and compassion and tolerance. But instead, we're seeing that liking something becomes the defense of a book's quality. And I don't understand how you get to that point. I really don't. Loving a book does not mean that you can't critique it. That's what engaging with the content means. I love Lord of the Rings, but I can critique the hell out of it. But that doesn't mean I don't love it. It's like a critique of a book becomes a personal attack to fans. And when those fans then go crazy and harass and silence critics, and I am very much looking at Sarah J. Maas's fans, because y'all be crazy to the point where people don't dare to make critiques or deep dives about those damn books because y'all be crazy. The fuck is wrong with you? But anyway, the question here is, what happens when these readers that were raised on BookTok and BookTube go on to be the people who judges these books? Because they already are. They are old enough to be part of these juries. And if these people never learn how to engage with content critically, how can I sit here and trust that they are judging things fairly? Because if they're taking critique as a personal attack and go, it's not that deep, how can I believe that you are able to separate your own tastes from what you're reading and judge something as unbiased as you can? Which in the end just means that this award became about who you like and vibes as opposed to quality. Critical thinking isn't about intelligence. It is about whether or not you're willing to engage with something critically. It is, why did I like that character? Why did I not like that character? It is about setting aside your own bias and remove your personal preferences from the thing you're critiquing. If you love an author, are you truly able to just set aside your personal feelings and opinion and admit if the story is just mid? If you hate an author, are you able to stop yourself from judging them more harshly than you would someone that you love? Without being able to do those things, this just becomes a popularity contest. Awards have no meaning, they have no value. And we haven't even gotten to the marketing yet. Awards need visibility too. They need to have marketing and PR and everything, because otherwise the award itself doesn't bring any prestige, so it will eventually die out. So why wouldn't they award a bigger author or a more popular or whatever author? Because if that author, say Stephen King, gets awarded by my little gold award, you know, and Stephen King goes, neat, and then shares that, hey, I won this here I won the gold award, that brings more attention and awareness to my award. Of course, there's an incentive for me to pick the bigger names and the bigger publishing houses that bring stuff to me. So you see, it's not just about whether the jury is able to judge properly, but it's also very political and strategic, because of course bigger publishing houses can influence the decisions that are being made, and the bigger names have a higher likelihood of winning another award because they are known, and it benefits the awards themselves to have big names attached to them. So what happens when an award tries to award literature, but it's no longer just about the literature, where, you know, reach and popularity and whether something has gone viral or not, or have the potential of going viral or not, when that outweighs the actual writing? The short answer is that you don't get better books. You get books that are easier to sell, to defend, whether they deserve it or not. So what are we left with then? Because no one is saying that book awards were perfect. Absolutely not. I think that it used to be clear what they stood for. And today that line is a lot more blurry. And when we say a book is award worthy, what do we actually mean by that? Is it the writing or the impact or something else? There is no simple answer, and I think maybe that's the point, that it's not actually about the award. It's about fixing the culture surrounding them, creating a culture that allows critique, that makes space for nuance and complexities, that celebrate books that we can love and question. Because the value of literature isn't in just who wins, but it's in the conversations that we're willing to have about why. And that's my little discussion on book awards. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure to hit subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye!